All right. Welcome to The Explainer, where today we are jumping right into what is easily the biggest story in AI development right now. The new coding wars heating up between OpenAI's Codex and Anthropic's Opus.
So let's set the scene. February 5th, 2026. You're going to want to remember that date because that's the day the AI arms race just went into a whole other dimension. On a single day, the two absolute titans of AI, OpenAI and Anthropic, both dropped their new flagship coding models. And just like that, the entire industry shifted on its axis. Okay, so let's really get into this because I want to be super clear. This is not just another update. We're talking about the dawn of a completely new era. We're moving from AI as a helpful assistant to AI as a truly autonomous agent.
And you know who saw this coming? The market. The tremors were felt before these things even launched. In the days right before the announcement, software stocks took a nosedive, contracting by a staggering $285 billion. That's investors pricing in the disruptive power of what people are now calling AI coworkers.
And that's really the crucial point here, right? We are moving way beyond simple tools that just help you write a bit of code. These new models, they're designed to actually operate computers and manage entire professional workflows, all on their own.
Okay, so let's introduce the two titans entering the ring. Because what we have here are two models, but they also represent two completely different philosophies about the future of how we're all going to work. First up, from OpenAI, you've got GPT 5.3 Codex. Their whole angle, they're calling it the Speedster. The idea is that it's an incredibly fast, super efficient, autonomous builder that can just execute tasks with mind-blowing speed and real-time interaction.
But here's where it gets really interesting when you look at the core principles behind it. It's built for what they call top-tier agentic skills. Basically, its ability to act on its own. It's a full 25% faster than the last version, and get this, it actually helped create itself by debugging its own training process. Just let that sink in for a second. And then, in the other corner, you have Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.6, and they're positioning it as the architect. This one is designed to be more of a thoughtful, collaborative partner that really shines when it comes to deep reasoning and tackling those big, complex long-term projects.
And you can see that architect idea play out in its core principles. We're talking deep reasoning across just huge amounts of information, all thanks to this landmark 1 million token context window. I mean, that's insane. It also introduces this new concept of agent teams, where multiple AIs can actually work together on the same project.
All right, so now for the fun part, let's put them head-to-head. And what you're going to see is that this isn't a simple knockout. The story is more about, well, a fragmented leadership where there isn't one single clear-cut winner. So, the big question, who wins on paper? Well, when you actually look at the benchmarks, what you see is this really fascinating split. Each model is basically dominating on its own home turf, so to speak.
And you can see that split crystal clear right here in the numbers. Look at this. Codex just crushes it on raw command line stuff, taking the top spot on terminal bench. But then you flip over to OS World, which is a test that mimics how a human uses a computer's visual interface, and Opus takes the crown. This difference in philosophy even shows up in how you work with them. With Codex, it's all about mid-task steering. Think of yourself as the conductor of an orchestra, giving real-time feedback and guidance. Opus has a totally different approach. It's agent teams, where you just set a high-level goal and a team of AIs figures out how to execute it all by themselves.
Okay, but let's be real. Benchmarks, spec sheets, that's all one part of the story. What are the actual developers, the people on the front lines, saying about this? What's the real-world verdict?
Right out of the gate, a lot of the chatter was about Codex's raw power. You see comments like this one from a Reddit user. 5.3 is just better for most things. For a whole range of day-to-day coding tasks, developers immediately felt that speed and capability.
But, and this is a big but, the story completely flips when you move away from pure coding and into more strategic analysis. As another user points out, for non-coding deep analysis, 4.6 is clearly better. This just reinforces Opus's strength as that deep reasoning architect. And this next one, I think, really highlights a key takeaway here. OpenAI made a massive leap. This user says, it's crazy how quickly things can change. Codex, I hated it. 5.3 fixed all that. I mean, that's a huge deal. They basically converted their critics with this one release.
And this final quote honestly just sums up the whole thing perfectly. Claude seems more holistic and Codex more literal-minded. I mean, that's it in a nutshell, right? You choose Opus when you need architectural, big-picture thinking, and you choose Codex for direct, lightning-fast execution. So, where does that leave us? What it really boils down to is that the question, which one is best, is, well, it's the wrong question. It's not about which one is better overall. It's all about picking the right agent for the right job. So let's break it down with a simple guide. Think of it like you're hiring for your team. You'd hire Codex to be your high-speed builder, perfect for terminal tasks and when you want that real-time control. But you'd hire Opus to be your deep-thinking architect, especially for strategy sessions or for diving into messy, complex legacy code bases.
And last but not least, we have to talk about the practical stuff, right? Like, how can you even use these things? Well, right now, Codex is kind of locked inside the paid ChatGPT plans, and there's no API access for developers just yet. Opus, on the other hand, is wide open for business, with immediate API access so developers can start building with it today.
Which brings us to one final, kind of mind-bending thought. The choice we're all facing now isn't just about what tool to use anymore. The real question is about who, or maybe what, you're going to bring onto your team. Is your next team member going to be human or an autonomous